I'm ready.
I'm ready for my close-up. Okay. Here on the Hoot and Holler podcast, we have a saying. Expect the unexpected.
Oh, see, I thought that was from something else.
Oh, what did you think it was from?
I don't know. Maybe Big Brother?
Maybe Big Brother? Wait, who said it first? Me or Julie Chen?
You know what saying I invented low-key that actually like got stolen and copyrighted?
What did you say?
Like, truly, like home videos, Little Baby Matthew, I invented Love is Love.
No,
True
you didn't.
story. No, true
you
story.
You did not.
True story. I was saying it in 2001.
Well, okay, actually, we do have a saying here on the Hoot and Holler podcast. And it's hoot once or holler twice. Sometimes you got to roll the dice.
Oh, that's cute. I like that. Is that, have you said that before? Is this,
no, I literally, that just,
this is the first branding.
I mean,
it.
I just,
cute.
It just happened.
I love that.
I'm not sure what it means yet, but I'm working on. I think there's meaning in there.
I love that. No, it's beautiful. It's really poetic. Shakespeare quaking in his boots.
Yeah, a lot of people actually say that I remind them of Shakespeare.
You give more Edgar Allan Poe.
Stop. No, I don't. Edgar Allan Poe, didn't he shoot himself and die?
Oh, did he? I don't know.
Or did he cut his ear off?
I feel like that was an artist. I want to say like, not Da Vinci.
Da Vinci was an inventor. He was not an artist. He was an inventor.
You're so right. Can we cut this out? Oh.
Didn't Da Vinci invent the flying machine, which later became the aeroplane?
I don't know. All I know is the Da Vinci Code, and I thought that took place like in an art museum. I don't remember. I didn't really read that book.
That guy, and he has like 3 arms and 3 legs.
Yeah, that's art, babe. That's art.
No, I thought that was like a medical drawing.
Yeah, I think it's like a figure, but he drew it, I think. So
okay. Wait, the Da Vinci Code was art, right?
I swear that took place in an art museum. Again, I did. I will admit that was a book I read for school, and I did Spark Notes that. I don't think I actually.
There's a book?
The Da Vinci Code? Yeah. What are you talking about? The movie
with Tom Hanks?
I've never seen it. The book really, it was brutal. It was good, I think, but again, I Spark Notes it.
I mean, everything's better on Spark Notes.
Period. I mean, now I don't think the kids are using that anymore.
Oh, what are they? Oh, because they have the
ChatGPT.
AI. Yeah. That's actually really sad. They're never going to know like what Tom Hanks did for us as a society.
They're never going to know how to like, this controversial take. They're never going to know how to like think for themselves. Respectfully, if I was a child in school right now, do you know how easy it is? The other day I was talking to a friend and I was like, why are kids writing essays? I could literally open ChatGPT, say, give me the criminal history of Marie Antoinette. I did this. It gave me a fully structured paper. That was it. Headings, subheadings. It like gave me her entire life history down to the execution and the beheading. And I was like, okay, period. And then it was like, here are the lasting effects. And I'm like, why would I ever research anything?
Is this what like Fahrenheit 451 was trying to tell us? Because, right, they destroyed all the books so that we couldn't learn, so that all the information came from the government and can form public opinion. Now, we won't need to read anything. We'll just ask ChatGPT.
And it's built in everywhere. AI is everywhere. Facebook, I want to look up somebody's Facebook profile. No, I have to go through an AI robot.
But whoever's in control of that software will get to choose what we know and think.
Well, I think it's getting to a point where it can like learn itself.
Oh, so it can like defy OpenAI or whoever owns it?
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Interesting.
Anyways, I'm Matthew.
Wait, okay. Welcome back to the Hoot and... Oh, what?
No, yeah, please. I'm like, this is a bold entrance where we just started
Well,
rambling.
I like to start with banter because it feels quaint to me.
Okay, yeah,
this then I do the
quaint.
intro. That's kind of how I've been doing it, but...
Okay, no, go for it.
I don't know, is that bad?
No,
Should
it's
I
good.
start?
I didn't realize... I think last time you were like, you started...
Did I really?
I think so. I think you introduced me, and if this is coming
wow.
out first, I don't know.
Okay, welcome back to the Hoot and Holler podcast. Today's situation is interesting because our topic is very time sensitive. So this episode is going to come out before one I previously recorded with this guest. So today's guest is technically a returning guest, and it's Matthew. Welcome back, Matthew.
Thank you. It's a pleasure being back, even though this is my first exposure to some of you. If you want to hear more about me, you'll have to stay tuned. But today we had an experience, and we're going to talk about that experience.
It was kind of crazy. We just came back from a live taping of Big Brother.
Woo!
It was, I would say, life-changing.
A dream come true for one out of the two of us, I would say.
Which one?
You.
Yeah. I've
haven't-
been dreaming of this moment for years.
A disclaimer for me.
Okay.
This is the first season of Big Brother that I have watched since 2014. So I am currently being reintegrated into the world of Big Brother. I had forgotten the twists and the turns, and might I say there are quite a few twists and turns this season.
Oh, this season is crazy.
Tell me, what's the twist? Who is she?
Ainsley is probably my favorite player in the Big Brother house.
Queen, icon, beautiful hair.
The thing is, she's not real.
She's not?
No.
Oh my goodness.
She is an AI. This is the season of AI. Oh my God, that ties into what we were talking about. Did we plan this?
I think we did.
Ainsley stands for something.
No, but there's a word for that.
Oh, acronym.
It's an acronym.
Yeah, do you
Ainsley,
remember?
that's an acronym. Can you tell me what it is?
Artificially intelligenced, neurological, lesbian. Does it start with artificial intelligence?
It sure does. It's artificial intelligence network self-learning entity.
There's no Y?
Ainsley.
Yeah, that's Ainsley. What?
I think the entity might have counted the Y.
Oh, I see.
Like the end of the
Okay.
entity?
Yeah. The way they revealed this twist
Was very iconic.
was iconic. So they had this TikToker pretending to be Ainsley, and she was like, please let me into the Big Brother house, please. And then
Shout out Cosette.
shout out to Cosette on TikTok.
Performance of her life. That girl.
Oh, that was an Oscar-winning
Acting
performance.
chops.
And she's like, I work in a surf shop, and I'm single as a Pringle, and I came here to compete. And if you break my heart, you'll regret it.
She was fun. She was quirky. She was pretending that she worked at a surf shop with like literally a t-shirt made of tinfoil. Like it didn't add up, but it was.
She had blue hair.
Blue hair, tinfoil top. I was like, girl, you do not work at a surf shop.
The players were given a choice. Either let this additional player come into the house or ban her forever. And what did they choose to do?
Well, some chose to keep her, but most chose to not allow her to come in.
Overall, she did not receive enough votes to enter the house.
Which to me, I'm like, realistically speaking, like you're in the Big Brother house. Let's put ourselves in there real quick.
Okay.
Imagine you're in the house. Are you saying yes or no?
It depends. If she gave a performance like Ainsley, I would let her in.
You would say yes.
I think Ainsley gave me the kind of energy that I feel like I could work with.
That's fair. You see, I think in this specific situation, I would say yes as well. But she seemed very scripted, but I liked it.
In her speech, she said, break my heart and you'll regret it. And what did they do? They broke her heart. And what happened? They regretted it. Because
They faced
everyone who voted to reject
turbulence.
her entrance, they got a punishment. Or they had to compete for a punishment.
And their punishment, honestly, spoiler alert, they were mascots.
Well, no, their punishment was actually pretty bad. Like, they lost all of their power in the first week of the game. They had no vote. They couldn't compete in the veto. But
like,
I think
they
the
were
players...
fine.
Well, that's the thing. I think they're skilled players, and they were socially positioned in a way that let them sneak by without any consequences.
Without getting nominated for eviction. Because had they been nominated, they would have been on that block regardless. Unless
and they
got
couldn't
out of
fight
the
for their
AI.
way off.
They could have in that last challenge, the AI challenge, I
Okay,
believe.
that's true.
But yeah, high stakes, zero payoff. Like it was fine. They were fine. Like
They
the
were
high
fine.
stakes, it didn't matter.
After Julie Chen Moonves breaks the news to Ainsley that she is not entering the house, they have this little like glitch animation on the screen, and Cosette fades away, and who takes her place but this like animated motion capture
Kind
puppet.
of weird 2D, 3D-esque.
So this is Ainsley's true form, and I would describe her as maybe like a crash test dummy mixed with an avatar.
It was giving like very much like 2007 online video game character.
Exactly.
It was weird. It felt dated, but also fresh.
I didn't get fresh.
Well, it's AI.
Fresh?
Fresh is like, it's new.
I mean, I'll say like technology has advanced so much recently, and the fact that they're using motion capture that I could get from maybe my PlayStation 2 like iToy device It's sad.
Is it motion capture though, or is she? I think she's fully animated.
No, I'm pretty sure it's motion capture because you can see the poses that she hits are like classic old mocap where it's like
Interesting.
not correct.
Yikes.
I kind of tried to turn it into a drinking game where, because in the first episode where she's revealed, she keeps hitting this pose where her hands are like prayer posing.
Yeah, it was odd, like slightly off to the left, like above the shoulder, kind of like you're catching a football, but like while praying. It was quite unique.
And my favorite part about the whole thing is that there's an entire like wall in the Big Brother house dedicated to Ainsley so she can like animate herself onto the screen
It's so
and interact
odd.
with the house guests.
It's very odd, but we love. You know what?
We love
I'm
it.
here for it. Cosette is out. Ainsley is in.
Ainsley's also out because they did vote her out. But, well, I guess she did
She's spending the summer with them.
Yeah,
Ainsley is there.
She did kind of have a coup. Is that what it's called? Like a forceful takeover of the house. She's like, you guys didn't vote me in, but I'm coming in. And there's nothing you can do to stop me.
And you know what? That's a feminine phenomenon if I've ever seen
I
one.
agree. It's kind of giving smart home. Do you remember that decom?
Of course.
And the mom, she's just like, yeah, I am mother.
So Ainsley is giving horror movie villain or decom energy, one or the two.
Kind of both at the same time.
Both at the same time, because honestly, she is something I would see in my nightmares. But one critique I have
Okay.
is that I had to watch the same situation occur twice.
Yeah, they did a weird thing where so there's always 16 house guests on Big Brother. And for whatever reason, they split the premiere into 2 episodes. And they had 8 people enter the house in episode 1 and 8 people enter the house in episode 2. But they performed the same exact activities.
On the same exact day. So the second episode was not live, which I thought was interesting as well.
Yeah, I don't know why they chose to do that.
It was an interesting choice. I personally preferred the 8 that arrived on day 1. Did you have a preference?
Oh,
on the
I
groups?
agree. The cast was way more entertaining on night 1 and night 2. I was like, I've seen this before and it's with less interesting people. So that one did not hold my attention.
I agree. I will say, however, I do have a dear friend of mine who said the complete opposite, which I thought was interesting. And I think, honestly, like looking back now, I think some of the standouts were actually from group 2.
That being said, let's go through a few standout players that we either like or hate and who we want to highlight on this podcast today. So one of my standouts is Lisa. Lisa is supposedly a celebrity chef. She calls herself a vibe curator, and she kind of puts on these fancy dinners for famous people. And a lot of her dishes and drinks include edible glitter.
Don't even get me started on the edible glitter. I swear to God.
She smuggled in edible glitter in her bag to the Big Brother soundstage, and she is sprinkling it in everyone's drinks and everyone's food, and she thinks that everyone loves her for it, but in reality, they all hate her.
I don't get the impression that she's fully hated yet. But personally, if someone was to sprinkle glitter on my food, I would lose my mind.
She's basically just like force feeding everyone microplastics.
Yeah, it's like giving fiberglass low key, like in my food. And I don't want that. I don't know what's in glitter. Anything that sparkles and shines, I don't think belongs in my intestines. You know, that was
good.
That's a poem I just wrote there. But don't put things in other people's food.
It's disrespectful.
It's
Lisa.
Low key, she's poisoning the house. She's going to kill everybody off. We don't know what's in that glitter.
Yeah, like if I was a house guest, I'd be like, is this a twist? Like, can she eliminate me via sparkle poison?
She's going to take people out. People are going to be sick. And I'm predicting that right now.
Which is also interesting because I've noticed that all the house guests have lost their voice. And so when they're doing their one-on-one interviews with production, they can barely squeak a word out.
It's the shards of the fiberglass scratching their esophaguses. I swear to goodness.
That's what I think too.
Anyways, so the next person that I want to shout out, I suppose, maybe Chemo.
Interesting choice.
I think he has a big heart. I get the impression that he's mostly there to like make friends. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure where this gentleman's game comes into play, but I know like if I were to like befriend one of the people in the house, I think it would be Chemo. He just seems so sweet. He cried when he got nominated, which was devastating. I think America cried with Chemo that night.
I know I did.
I know I did. Like, he was talking about what it's like to be an outcast, what it's like to be gay, what it's like to have struggles with your body. And I'm like, that's very refreshing to hear coming from a man on television. I feel like a lot of people often don't discuss these heavy hitting topics, and I respect it. And it all comes in such a lovable package. And I really appreciate that.
Yeah, he's really cute, and he brings a lot of heart to the table. He is a self-proclaimed super fan, but I'm like, as a super fan, I feel like you're not playing.
You're not super fanning.
Yeah, you're not playing the game as you should be, considering he's been put up on the block already, and he's not in any major alliances. So I consider that a failing of his first week to-do list.
Wasn't he in the... What was the name of that?
I think he was in the Collective, which blew up like after 2 hours of existing.
Instantaneously.
Yeah.
Right. So Chemo brings the heart. And I haven't seen it yet, but I think that Leah will bring the messiness. I say this because Leah has a fun digital footprint. And people were posting screenshots of some of her greatest hits on Twitter. And a lot of these tweets come from 2018, 2016. They date back. They're like prehistoric. These are artifacts. And I'm just going to read a few of my favorites.
Okay.
This one is too dirty for me to read.
Okay.
This one's political.
I feel like
she's controversial, but she's fun. She's outspoken. She's not afraid to speak her mind. And I feel like that might bring something interesting to the house, potentially. And she has beautiful teeth.
She has beautiful teeth.
Beautiful smile, beautiful teeth.
I think I have a different opinion than you do. I feel like she's kind of performative. I wouldn't say she's like an original like comedic voice. I think she just kind of like those tweets kind of feel like she's just regurgitating what's funny at the time. And same thing with her like entrance package where she's like, I don't know how a man has ever won Big Brother. Men are so stupid. And then the first thing she does when she goes in the Big Brother house is she finds the hottest man and then forms an alliance with him. So I kind of feel like she's saying what she thinks the producers and America want to hear, so she can get the screen time. But really, I'm not sure who she is as a person yet.
I will say, though, you did just refer to him as the hottest man in the house. I would argue that he's the second hottest.
What? Who's number one?
Respectfully. I think Cam is gorgeous. Beautiful smile.
Oh, that's true.
Beautiful teeth. What if they had a showmance?
Ooh, I would ship that.
I kind of would like that. The beautiful teeth gang.
Yeah.
I'd be into that. They just could blind all of their enemies with their shiny pearly whites. And they'd be beautiful together. But she is a self-proclaimed chubby chaser. And one thing that Cam is not is chubby.
This is true.
But maybe she could make an exception.
Maybe. See, and again, that ties into like, I think she's created this persona that she thinks the producers and America want to see.
It could be seen as she's trying very hard to be relatable.
She's trying so hard. And I think the chubby chaser thing, like she just said that to be funny, but it doesn't feel genuine to me.
And now she has to sort of double down on it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if she were to start dating someone like Cam, people would be like, what happened to the chubby chaser? You claim to be a chubby chaser.
Mm-hmm.
She's going to upset America with that. I can already see it in the future.
The thing about claiming the chubby chaser title is that you have become almost like a martyr for the cause. And if you turn out to be a phony, it's game over.
Period.
Because the real chubby chasers will hunt you down on the internet. They will dig up your racist tweet from 2014 and they will cancel you.
Whoa. That's intense. Let's talk about Matt. What are your thoughts?
Matt is like the hunk of the season. There's always at least one. He kind of walked into the house being like, I am the hottest, most charming, and funniest person you will ever meet.
And that to me is so cocky. And as soon as somebody says how attractive they are, instantly makes them unattractive in my eyes.
It was a lot. It was too much. He came in way too strong. He's the type of person who probably has never experienced much like social struggle in life because he's like textbook pretty boy.
See, I actually disagree with that.
Oh.
Did they show us clips of him younger?
Mm-mm.
He kind of gives me like
ugly duckling.
Ugly duckling energy where it's like all of a sudden you're like so hot and like everybody's giving you attention and it's just like you don't know what to do with that. But this was like extreme. It was like the most cocky entrance I've ever seen in my life.
Again, in his entrance package, he was like, I have been typecast as like this really hot, funny person, and I want to show that I'm more than that to America.
You can't see it, but I'm rolling my eyes.
And then immediately he goes into the house and is acting like a douchebag. So
he came in and he instantly had some juicy beef with a woman named Angela.
Well, actually, I would reframe that and say Angela had some beef with him.
That's fair. That's fair. He partook in the beefing.
Angela could have had it all. She came into the house. She was giving that mom energy. I think a lot of the youngsters kind of latched on to her in that way. And then she went and she ruined her entire game.
She lost it.
She won HOH, which means you're basically the leader of the house. You get to choose who's put on the block for elimination. And instead of, using that opportunity to make connections with people, to form alliances, she spent her entire HOH reign up in her room, her private room that she won for being HOH, watching the monitors and spying on people, and then just making these crazy assumptions that they're out to get her.
What's interesting about Angela is before she went into the Big Brother house, she did an interview with E.T. where she said, quote, "You will never see me bully anybody because I don't believe in that," end quote. I personally, as an Angela apologist, don't feel as though she's bullied anybody in the house. But the narrative that I believe some people are trying to spin is that she bullied Matt. I also don't necessarily disagree with that either. But
wait, what?
What?
You think she's not a bully, but you also think she is.
I think she mishandled her energy and her rage.
I think she is a textbook bully. Let's go back to like 9th grade and think about the definition of a bully. We learned the RIP acronym: repeated, imbalance of power, and purposeful. Now, let's think. How many times has Angela referred to Matt as crazy eyes?
At least
30?
2.
Oh. At least 2. That's repeated. Imbalance of power. Angela won the first head of household. She's the most powerful person in the game. That's an imbalance. Purposeful. She planned her takedown speech all night. She stayed up until like 5 a.m.
Yeah, that was wild.
Creating this whole speech and all her sayings that she was going to throw at Matt. And then she emerged from her HOH room at 8 a.m, stormed down that staircase, and she was on the attack.
I do think that there's 2 sides to every story, and I do think that Matt seems to be campaigning to try to really make himself look like the good guy in this.
Let's talk about our experience in the audience on eviction night.
We were not shown on camera, but we were there.
We were there and we saw Julie Chen Moonves in the flesh.
What were your thoughts?
I was blown away, to be completely honest. I mean, when you see Julie Chen Moonves on TV, it's one thing, but when you see her walk into that soundstage, it was like this ethereal being has landed on Earth.
The energy shifted. You could feel her presence.
Yeah, I could feel her star power like shining on me.
A true professional.
I don't know how to describe it other than like before I even saw her, I felt her enter the room.
And she killed it.
The whole opening monologue was this choreographed dance where she had to like move from one mark to the next, change her eye direction from one camera to the next. And she did it without a passing thought.
Easy. It was second nature.
Something I didn't expect, though, is that she had this like deadpan sense of humor and she was interacting with people in the audience. There was one person sitting in front of us who had blue hair and she was like, "Oh, it's Ainsley." I was like, "Yeah, that's Ainsley."
Period.
What you can't see on TV is that the audience is really small.
It's tiny. Like I was expecting to be in like a crowd of like, I don't know, 60 minimum.
Yeah, there were probably like 30 people there.
I think it was like, yeah, like 34, maybe 35 would be like my generous.
It was about 3 rows of like folding chairs, essentially.
But you know what? I will give us credit. We were loud. We gave the energy of 200 people.
Oh, yeah, we did.
I lost my voice. Like the house guests who ate the fiberglass. My voice was gone for a second. I had a few little cough moments because I was screaming and hooting and hollering.
Oh,
A little shout out, hoot and holler. A little too much. I was enthusiastic. It was an experience that I didn't know that I needed in my life.
it must have been invigorating for you because I feel like the entire audience was super fans of the show and you were probably the least knowledgeable person there.
That's really offensive. I'm very intelligent.
Sorry.
I'm very knowledgeable.
Knowledgeable about the game.
How dare you
about the
accuse
game.
me? No, yeah, I'm just kidding. I totally agree. I do think it was a bit of like an out of body experience because I was surrounded by people who watch the live feeds constantly, have lots of thoughts and opinions. At one point they were like, oh my God, yeah, like that's so season 13 when so-and-so made that comment to blah, blah, blah. And I was like,
oh yeah, they knew.
I was like, wow, like there is lore, but I still had a blast. I really think it was fun. I liked that it was more intimate. It was a strange experience, but I'm glad I did it.
I think we were there for an iconic eviction because this was Matt's last day in the Big Brother house.
And I will say there were twists and turns that led us to him being evicted.
Yeah, but sadly, he came out those doors. They brought out a chair for him and we got to see the exit interview. And this was pretty iconic because Julie was like, oh, there's a few things that happened while you were in the Big Brother house. For example, someone tried to assassinate Trump. Biden got COVID and dropped out of the presidential race.
I didn't even know that they did an exit interview like that. I thought they just came out of the house. Julie was like, okay, like, say your goodbyes. And, oh, yeah, like, how was your time on the show? And then that was it. Like, they do, like, a full Instagram exclusive. And I guess that shows how little I know about the show. But what I will say about that exit interview is it felt performative on Matt's end.
Oh, for sure. He came out.
He was still playing the game.
He was like cheesing. He was hyping up the audience.
He
of
was
30.
doing crowd work.
I think he winked at us.
It felt like a politician. I don't know how to explain it other than it felt like a politician who's on a campaign. He was saying a lot of things without saying anything at all. He would
the way he answered Julie's questions without answering the question was kind of impressive.
She did ask a good question about Mackenzie, his quote unquote showmance. And then Mackenzie in her goodbye message to him fully shouts out the fact that they were a showmance.
And Julie Chen is like, wait, are you a showmance? Because I didn't see you guys kiss.
And I'm like, that automatically... is that a prerequisite?
Is that the definition? I'm not sure. Apparently. It's that time of the podcast.
What time?
The Hoot and Holler time.
Woo!
This is the segment where we each share a hoot, something that we want to shed a positive light on, and a holler, something we want to disparage. All right, let's start with a hoot.
My hoot for today is singing in the bathroom.
Oh.
I know. I don't care if I'm in the shower, on the toilet, sitting crisscross applesauce on the bathroom floor. The acoustics in the bathroom.
Yeah.
I feel comfortable screaming in my bathroom, even though I share a wall with neighbors. That's my safe space.
I agree because I will be in the bathroom and I will be singing at peak volume at 12 p.m. in my bathroom or 12 a.m. in my bathroom. But as soon as I open that door and I'm now in my bedroom, I can't make a peep.
Does your bathroom share a wall?
Yeah.
See, that's the thing. My bathroom absolutely shares a wall. But I feel like I can sing as loud, as obnoxiously as I want. And no one's going to judge me if I'm singing on the toilet.
Here's my thing, though. Like, I'm a big shower singer.
Oh, you don't sing on the toilet?
When I'm on the toilet, I feel like because of my seated posture, like, my vocal range isn't as large as I'd
see. But
hope.
That is how you develop a good range.
Oh.
Like, for me, as a former choir kid, I think you can relate to that as well.
No.
You were never in choir.
No.
You give choir energy.
Okay. I don't know how to take that.
I don't know how to take that either, but you do. As a former choir kid, like, we would often warm up sitting down. And I think what separates the good from the greats is, can you belt out an iconic note while sitting on the toilet or not?
Right.
Right. And so that is my hoot. What's your hoot?
My hoot this week is a classic yellow school bus. I mean, who does not love a yellow school bus? Raise your hand if you love a yellow school bus.
My hand is raised. You can't see it, viewers.
There's something like
listeners.
When those wheels go round and round, just something awakens in me. It's like a primal urge almost.
Do you know who you're giving right now?
Who?
Kamala Harris.
Are you serious?
Okay, Kamala.
Wait, do you actually think this is a coincidence?
That's what you're going for?
Yeah, it is what I was going for.
Period.
But I do love a yellow school bus. Like if they were blue, it's not the same. It's that distinct like yellow color. It's that distinct boxy shape. And as a young and hungry student, I loved sitting on like the bump seat, you know, where the wheel goes.
Oh yeah, built-in footrest.
And it kind of gave you that squatty potty posture, which
Absolutely.
I did have a few close calls, but it was my preferred seated position.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Tell us more about those close calls.
Well, you know, when you're in the squatty potty position, the bus is bouncing, those wheels are going round and round.
And so are your bowels.
I did clench and run as soon as I got off the bus sometimes, but I never had an accident on the bus.
It's not us both talking about the bathroom.
Oh, shoot.
Speaking of yellow, here's my holler. The yellow sun.
Whoa.
I have beef with the sun at the moment. I know it's necessary. I know it serves a purpose. I know without the sun, we would all die. I get it. Okay? But because of the sun, I wanted to die. I'm here on the Hoot and Holler podcast to take accountability for my own actions. I did not wear sunscreen when I went to the beach. I looked this up. There's this thing called Hell's Itch, which
Ew.
I don't think that's what I had. But it's basically like when you get so sunburned, you become so itchy, it feels like you're in hell. I don't know what happened, but the sun not only poisoned my skin, but my mind. And it was hard. It was a lot of work to get my skin back to where it is today. Nice and soft and supple and hydrated.
I think this happens in every young man's life where you have that one traumatic instance where you get a really bad sunburn, and after that you're going to remember sunscreen every time.
See, I wish I could say that that's the case, but this is my second really bad sunburn.
But that new layer of skin is so much tougher. Like, yes, you should still definitely wear your sunscreen, but absolutely. I think you have a little extra protection, at least for maybe the next few weeks, that you can slowly build up into a nice tan.
We'll see. I don't know. I don't think that me and the sun have that kind of relationship. So as much as I would love that lifestyle, I just don't think it's for me.
When I picture the sun, first of all, I think he's a cool guy and he's wearing sunglasses. Second of all, he's smiling.
See, I think of the sun as the baby from the Teletubbies.
No. Stop. That's so scary.
Mm-hmm.
Why is the baby on fire?
Why not?
Why is it giggling?
Because it's having fun burning its victims. I just don't know. I don't know that I could ever trust the sun again. I think that sort of concludes my holler.
Okay, I'll do mine. My holler this week is small lapses in memory.
This feels targeted.
Yeah, I had an experience last night. I was driving. It was about 10 p.m. Let me paint a picture for you.
Okay, I'm closing my eyes and I'm painting. I'm allowing you to paint.
I'm at an intersection. Perpendicular streets. Stoplight. Red. There's one car in front of me, and there's another lane next to me. 2 cars in that lane. The light goes green. All 4 of us start driving forward. Okay, do you have a picture?
I'm picturing it.
Halfway through the intersection, I look up and the light is red. I have no choice but to proceed.
Wait. What?
Yeah.
All 4 of you went through a red light.
I don't know what happened. Did we just all blindly follow the leader and they steered us through an illegal maneuver? Or did something more sinister happen that night? I'm not sure.
Aliens.
Okay, see, that's what I was thinking. Because I think we all could have been abducted simultaneously, plopped back down.
So
I don't know.
is
Is
the
any of this making
holler
sense?
really lapses in memory, or is it alien abduction?
No, I think it's lapses in memory because I don't mind an abduction, but
You want to remember it.
yeah, exactly. And the scary part was that like cars were coming from the other direction. Like they started driving towards us.
Was there maybe like, is it possible that there was another light source that may have changed color?
I think that's entirely possible because I'm going to be honest. When I'm at the front of the row, I am alert. I am staring down that traffic light. But when I'm second in line, I may be texting. I may be changing the song on my playlist.
You're admitting to crimes.
No,
right now.
I'm not. That is not a crime.
Hands free in the car. All right.
I was using Siri. I mean, if the person in front of me starts going, I'm going to go.
Valid.
But I also think if I saw the person in front of me go and also saw that it was a red light, I would be like, what are you doing?
That's very interesting. I don't know. Like, I really don't know what to do with this.
It just leads you to question everything where you're like, was the light even green? Was there even a light?
Did
Where
the
am
Matrix
I?
glitch?
And I'm sure, I mean, there is a very simple explanation, like the light just broke, but it's just odd that like as soon as the light is green, it immediately turns to red and it doesn't even turn yellow in between. Like, is that possible?
No.
If the aliens were to come down, I think they would spare me.
Because they've become familiar with you after this experience?
Yeah, I do think I have been on the mothership once or twice. I
Interesting.
do think I've been beamed up in this life or a past one. I do think I have seen the spacemen.
I do also just think that this could be a prime example of distracted driving. Respectfully. So I don't know.
You can't say that on a podcast.
I apologize. I
Thank
will
you.
retract.
Okay, but like, would you ever date an alien?
No.
Oh. Well, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for listening to the Hoot and Holler podcast. And thank you, Matthew, for joining me once again, but technically for the first time.
It was such a treat. I had a blast. It's been an honor. Hopefully we'll do it again. Who knows what the topic will be?
Certainly not us. It's not like we already recorded the episode.
What? Never. All right. Well,
We gotta go.
have a hoot and hollering day. Bye.
Bye.